Hello friends, it's Cindy Brumbaugh from CindyLeeBDesigns.com, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. I'm here to show you a fun card using the Adoring Hearts. Now it used to be bundled in the last mini catalog, but now it is unbundled, but you still get both of the pieces in the new Stampin' Up catalog. Now have you ever looked at a stamp set from another catalog, it carries over, and then all of a sudden it jumps out of you and you're thinking, why have I not used this? Why didn't I get this? Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. That is this set. I looked at it as a wedding set, and then I started looking at it and I'm like, celebrating you, that's birthday. It's great for a wedding card, but also to my Valentine, definitely a Valentine's card. I actually just thought this is just the perfect one to send to anyone. I love it. And so I got it out and I played around with the embossing folder. It's one of those hybrid ones that you put the die in. Now, first of all, look at this die set. All of these different hearts, okay? You can, number one, how many times are you looking for the perfect size heart to add to something? This one gives a bunch of little die cut hearts. But these hearts, when you use this die, now notice this die is around these dies, meaning that this big die cuts out 9 of your plain hearts at one time. So you get 9 of these wonderful hearts that pop out. Think of it running it through in different colors and having all different colors of these hearts. But you can also take these dies, run them through with a color, and then layer them onto this die. What, so pretty. Of course, I should have had a sample for you, but you can also run this through this hybrid embossing folder. Now remember, with the hybrid embossing folder, when we open them up, we have the Stampin' Up logo on the outside. We open it up and this die, it finds its way in here and it stays in place, but it's not clicked in place, but it's got its place in there. Then I usually put my paper there, keeping this flat, and then I'll close my folder, roll it through my Big Shot with the binding going first so that it doesn't end up pulling up, and it just keeps the integrity of your embossing folder. So then when that comes out, you end up with this negative, which is the one, but all of these pop out. And you have 9 of these. You have 3 of each of these patterns, and they go, as you can see on this embossing folder, the double leaf, the heart scrolls, and then these various leaves here. And then there are 3 rows of the same rows. So if you wanted 3 of these or 3 of these, they all do it at one time. So that's super cool. And you can also, and I am going to have on my blog post what some other cards other than the one we're going to make using some of these, what we would call our throwaways. Like you could cut down, when you just did the playing hearts, you could cut down and put this on the front of a card. You could also put this one, because it's got all these little embossed flowers here. So I'm gonna have another sample on my blog, CindyLeeBDesigns.com. Underneath the description, it says visit my blog here. If you press that link, it takes you over to CindyLeeBDesigns.com, and you can see additional photos and links to my online store and all the materials and products I used, colors, on this next card. So what I did is I did take this die, put it in my embossing folder, ran it through, and I got all of my pretty scrolled pieces there and my plain ones. Okay, so let me pull those over. But notice also this one fits around here, so this could just be a solid one here too. Okay, so let's look at the pieces I have to play with. So what I did is I'm going to use a color palette using the new Pretty in Pink, and I picked out my 3 patterns. And when you're looking at these, to find the good side, it's the depressed side on this one, it's the popped up on this one, and this one, it's the indented dots around that. So if you look at the folder, since this is the top, you just kind of have to see what they mean by the good side. But if you flip it around the other side, nobody's gonna know. So I decided I was gonna do something with these 3, and I used this little I Adore You. I stamped it in Pretty in Pink on the side because it fit in there really cute. So I made like a little square of my hearts, and then I said, okay, let's mount those on a piece of white to do a, you know, a pretty design there. So there we go. We're getting, you know what's funny is this white looks a little off from, but it might just be the lighting, or is it? Oh, it is. Oh, that's funny. Ugh. Yeah, this must be a different white that was in my paper, like our Whisper white and our, I don't know. Oh, darn, because I really want to put that on the card. Can you see that? I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so to jazz this up, I popped them up, and this square is 3 1/4, and I just put, I am so sorry, I do not like that on there. I'm just going to layer that heart so it has the about the same amount of border, and I'm going to pop another heart on here and do that same thing. There we go. And then take this one and put one there too. Isn't it funny that you don't know what the card's going to look like yet? Okay, and then we're going to pop this one here, leaving that about the same border around. And like I said, I don't know if this is just looking funny to me or it's a different color of white. Did you ever do that? Mix up some different ones? But we'll see in the photos if that's going to show. And honestly, I faked you out with this because there's nothing in here, because I lent the stamp set to a friend to use because she was having a class, and so I do not have it. So I said I could still make the cards. So then I just bordered this. Now notice how that white on white with some pink for the ink, and then I'm going to layer that onto a piece of the Pretty in Pink. Okay, and like as I said, this white is 3 1/4, so that means I'm putting it onto a 3 1/2 square. To jazz this up, I used these fun little leaves that are in that die set, and I just put them on the edges of the hearts. It broke up a little bit of the white space, but you're going to see I'm going to do something in the middle here. Then we put this one here. There we go. That's why I didn't put a lot of dimensionals all through the heart, because I wasn't sure exactly where I was putting everything. So now we're going to do this leaf here. Now, of course, if you want to do all of these, you could, but I wanted to do all the die cutting at one time. So what I did was just do 2 and 2, which I like that they have 2 of this die and 2 of the die that I have in my hand right here now. So I just made it a little bit different. There we go. So we've got some pink accents coming off to break up the white on white. Then I decided to do a fun fold, and that's just a simple 5 1/2 by 8, 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4, and then I scored this in half at 2 1/8. So if you put it in to your scoring tool, you're going 2 1/8 and 4 1/4, and it's going to fold back. Now this piece is 2 1/8, so that means a layered piece would be 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. So I used a really pretty, now I could have used this polka dot, but I thought that was more whimsical, but I thought this was more elegant. So I'm using this. This isn't a pattern pack. Like, you get all of the new in colors, 40 sheets in a pack of 6 by 6. So you can know that when you're cutting something apart, there's always going to be something coming that you can use on another card. And that's where this card came about. What can I do with a 2-inch piece I cut off of 6? And this is how this came about. So now I wanted to layer something on the inside that you would see here. So that would be a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of white. Now I went ahead and stamped already a really pretty sentiment. You are most loved. Here we go. And I'm going to put that right in the middle. Get that border on the right side and the top and the bottom. There we go. You are most loved. Now you can see that right there. So you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this piece and I'm going to center it on my card. Okay? So I'm going to put glue where? Right here. Because I know it's going to go there and I'm not going to make any mistakes going over too far. Okay? And I'm going to just eyeball the same amount of white on the top and the bottom, and then kind of look how at the piece here and a piece of white over there, and that should give me, look at that. You could also, if you had another piece of this, which I do, I could put another piece in here. I just have to find out where it's handy. I'll do that before I post the pictures. And then I decided to even try to jazz this up a little bit more. I would use some of the coordinating ribbon. This Pretty in Pink ribbon, it's called bordered ribbon. Oh, it came in all the new ink colors, plus our basic beige, our new basic beige. So then I figured, since it is like a fun fold, we could tie it together here. Now I want to make sure I have enough to make a pretty bow here in the middle. So my bow here, and then I can just tie a cute little pink bow in here. Okay. Get enough of the loops to match. There we go. Oh, that went under there. I wonder if it'll look pretty hanging out this way here. Actually, I think I might just do that, and for picture's sake, just do it that way. So I'm going to make a nice clean cut here. There we go. And a nice clean cut over here, because you know it's going to stay. It's not going to move at all in the card, in the envelope, right? So you have a nice, pretty... Sometimes when I cut that ribbon, I should have used my other scissors that I like to cut ribbon with. There we go. And we can kind of like let it, I kind of wanted to have the, not impede the view of the, now it looks like this piece needs recut. So let me snip it, snip that. There we go. So I think we're just gonna have to, I do want to pop it under that heart. There, you've got a pretty little, and we could also add a few of these iridescent pearls. These are another one of my fun embellishments to keep on hand, because notice those pearls have an iridescence to them, and having that little bit of iridescence, and of course, where's my poker? Oh well, having that little bit of iridescence brings out whatever color it seems that's in your card. So I'm gonna pop one down here, and maybe another here, and then let's pop another pretty one, another little one, maybe up here. There we go. Isn't it crazy how it takes us so long to, well, it takes me, because I'm crazy, I guess, to figure out exactly where I want to randomly put something. So you've got a pretty little card there. They can untie their bow to open it up. Now, I'm not going to do that now because it looks so pretty like that now. But look how fun that is. Just think what you could do with this. I mean, what is really funny is I had got the hybrid embossing folder thinking I wouldn't want the stamp set. And then I had to end up ordering the stamp set to because I really did like the sentiments. I thought they were really pretty because I just didn't look at it close enough to realize it's an all year, all occasion, not just a Valentine. So I love that. So just look at all those dies and the ease of like getting all of these different hearts out of here all at one time. Just think about like if you were making a card and you were layering your hearts just like this, or you were scattering them on your card or whatever. It's just so pretty. So I am so glad I came to my senses and I took a second look at this because it is a really cute embossing folder, but not only embossing folder, also the stamp set is great. So there you go. We are looking at the Adoring Hearts stamp set, and look how pretty those embossed white hearts are. I'm gonna have to see when I take pictures if this really is, it might just be a glare, but I think this is a little off of the basic white I know is on these ones. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to call 724-323-2296. Thanks for buzzing by, friends.